In the wake of the tumultuous partition of British India in 1947, the newly formed nation of Pakistan embarked on a journey fraught with challenges and opportunities. From the struggle for identity to the quest for stability, the events of the next 3 decades would shape the destiny of this young nation. Our story begins with the dawn of independence in 1947. As Pakistan emerged as a sovereign state, it faced immediate challenges in establishing its identity and governance structures. The towering figure of Muhammad Ali Jinnah, affectionately known as the father of the nation, assumed the mantle of leadership. Jinnah's vision for Pakistan was one of unity, progress, and equality. However, his untimely demise in 1948 left a void that the nation struggled to fill. In the aftermath of Jinnah's death, the fledgling nation turned to his trusted lieutenant, Liaquat Ali Khan, who became Pakistan's first prime minister. Under his leadership, efforts were made to consolidate the nation's foundations and address the socio-economic challenges inherited from partition. Amidst the evolving political landscape, Pakistan witnessed the tenure of Ghulam Muhammad as its first president, who served from 1951 to 1955. His presidency marked a period of political instability and tensions between the executive and legislative branches. Following Ghulam Muhammad's resignation due to ill health, Iskandar Mirza assumed the presidency in 1956. His tenure was characterized by attempts to consolidate power and establish a strong presidency. However, Mirza's efforts to centralize authority ultimately culminated in a constitutional crisis, leading to his dismissal and the imposition of martial law by Ayub Khan in 1958. Yet, despite these efforts, Pakistan found itself embroiled in the Kashmir conflict, a territorial dispute with India that would shape the region's geopolitics for decades to come. The Kashmir issue would remain a thorn in Pakistan's side, leading to multiple conflicts and strained relations with its neighbor across the border. Meanwhile, in East Pakistan, simmering discontent and a sense of marginalization led to the rise of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman and the demand for greater autonomy. The 1970 general elections, hailed as a landmark event in Pakistan's democratic history, saw Mujibur Rahman's Awami League securing a decisive victory, igniting hopes for a new era of federalism and inclusivity. However, the political deadlock that followed and the reluctance of the ruling establishment to address the legitimate grievances of East Pakistan eventually culminated in the tragic events of 1971. The brutal conflict resulted in the secession of East Pakistan, leading to the birth of Bangladesh and a painful chapter in Pakistan's history. Amongst the turmoil, Pakistan saw the emergence of another towering figure in its political landscape, Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. His populist appeal and socialist agenda resonated with the masses, propelling him to power in 1971. Bhutto's tenure as prime minister witnessed significant developments, including the drafting of a new constitution in 1973, aimed at establishing a framework for parliamentary democracy. However, Bhutto's rule was not without controversy. His centralization of power and authoritarian tendencies alienated many, leading to widespread protests and dissent. In 1977, growing unrest culminated in widespread allegations of electoral fraud during the general elections, triggering mass protests and calls for Bhutto's resignation. The ensuing political crisis paved the way for a military intervention led by Muhammad Zia-ul-Haq, marking the beginning of a tumultuous period of martial law and authoritarian rule. Zia's regime implemented a series of conservative policies and Islamization measures, reshaping the socio-political landscape of Pakistan. Despite his efforts to legitimize his rule through a controversial referendum in 1984, Zia's tenure was marred by allegations of human rights abuses and suppression of dissent. As Pakistan entered the 1980s, it stood at a crossroads, grappling with the legacies of its past and the challenges of an uncertain future. The events of the preceding decades had left an indelible mark on the nation's collective consciousness, shaping its trajectory in the years to come. From the ashes of partition to the trials of nation-building, Pakistan's journey is a testament to the resilience of its people and the enduring spirit of hope that continues to guide its path.